I'm gonna just start this video off by how sad it is that I feel the need to have to go all the way to my local park, sit in the car with the air conditioner off so that I can make a decent video, all because I'm trying to avoid shame and judgment from my mom who lives in my house with me, the house that I pay bills in, where I keep the lights on. Like, this video was gonna be about something completely different, and I'm gonna get to it, but turn my AC off for maybe 30 seconds. Texas heat, even with the windows down, not gonna cut it. But I feel the need to really get off my chest because I'm tired of the shame that I feel when it comes to my business. You know, it's nobody's fault other than mine, but it's something that I really had to come to terms with. And I've been thinking about all week is I've just been stressing out about my business. So I've been having some issues regarding not reporting my franchise tax report for 2022 and 2023. Mind you, I got my LLC back in April of 2022. I had no idea there was such thing as a franchise tax or that I needed to report something. And then on top of that, in 2022, I'm still employed, so I filed my W-2 through TurboTax. And then I tried to file my business taxes with the accountant that was recommended to me through QuickBooks. Little did I know, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do things separately, you're supposed to do it together. And my accountant let me know that. I asked her to help me to fix it. I'm supposed to be filing an amended tax. She kind of ghosted me. She ghosted me for an entire year. Now I'm like stuck with that. And then the reason why I even found out about the franchise tax report is because I tried to change my name. And I went on to my Secretary of State. It said that my business was forfeited involuntarily and due to my negligence. Now I have a penalty against that. And on top of that, I'm gonna need to file an amendment for my 2022 tax return as well as this year. I didn't make any money at all. I made some sales. I made literally 2 or maybe 5 sales. The sales were under $200. Yeah. And then the amount of operational expenses that I spent, thousands of dollars. So my business was definitely at a loss for 22 and definitely at a loss for 2023. You're probably thinking, why would marketing coach and sales coach not have made any money? Well, it's because I did not really market myself. That was a combination due to my issues that I had with the iron deficiency. I had a lot of things going on in 2022 with my toxic breakup and then moving in with my mom and then having to abruptly move out. I'm having to move in with me at the same time. It was a lot going on, and with me feeling so sick, I neglected my business. I neglected my business in the worst way you can. It's something that you obviously don't want to play with. It's just unfortunate. It really just does make me feel like a failure. I bought a course from a legit tax professional, CPA, and I didn't even watch it. I think I bought it back in 2020. I feel like I know I'm not the only one. I feel like there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that focus so much on getting the inventory or creating the product and then, posting online and then marketing, and then they forget about the other important part of the business, which is actually the legalities and keeping your business in good standing and all these different things. And then that's where we fall short sometimes. Really wish there was some sort of handbook that I could have read from somebody that could teach me step by step, A through Z, exactly how to start a business. Like, literally hold my hand through every single step. That way I wouldn't have to go through things like this. And I'm sure there are awesome coaches out there that teach you those things, but I don't think I really prioritized doing that fully. I did, but not to the extent that I should have. I definitely invested into some courses. It didn't teach you everything. Someone literally needs to tell people, instead of just saying, oh, you can, I can't stand the business gurus that tell entrepreneurs, you can start a business with $0. You can set up your Shopify and this and this and that for no money whatsoever. That's not true. That's not true at all. You need to save a ton of money before you can even before you even get your LLC. You need to save thousands of dollars. $1,000. Like, depending on what, it all depends on what industry you're in. But you need to save thousands of dollars because you need to get an accountant, you need to get a CPA. If you're planning on making tens of thousands of dollars and you want to quit your job and you want to have 5 figures a month and all this, you need to save money to have professionals helping you out. In the beginning, that part of your business is so important. So important, because if you don't take care of it properly, you're going to end up having to pay all these different fees and stuff. And now, as for me and my financial situation, I don't have the funds right now to be able to pay for somebody to do the work for me. A done for you service, I would love that, especially because I have ADHD. It's difficult for me to keep up with certain things, and I would just rather have a professional who knows exactly what they're doing do it for me. I don't have the funds right now, and I've known of other like creators and business owners say that they've been in similar situations, and then they were able to resolve it because they had the money to pay somebody to help them out. They had the money to hire a legit CPA to help them in a situation like this. But for me, living paycheck to paycheck, literally living in the red, like my expenses are just a tad bit more than what I get paid every month. Like, that's just something that I can't do unless I make more money, which is another reason why I'm so stressed out, because I'm trying to figure out what avenue I need to go into in order to make this additional income. Like, I am extremely talented. I know there's a lot of different routes that I can go down, but I'm just asking God to give me the discernment to make the right decision, because I don't want to start something and not finish it full out, or start something and then stop it, not too long after. Like, that seems to be a pattern for me. Normally it's a pattern for me due to lack of finances. That's my dilemma right now. I'm really praying to God that He can help me figure out what is the best route for me. There's an opportunity that was presented to me just a few days ago. I'm like, this seems like a really great idea, but like, what's the process of how I report my taxes? Like, do I need to pay quarterly? Is it something I need to pay annually? Now that I'm in this situation, starting anything new, it's like I won't even start it until I get all this different information first. I need to know exactly what I need to do before I invest into another course, another ebook, in order to learn how to do something new and make, additional income. If you're an entrepreneur out there, you want to start a business, please do your research and please save that money. Now I see why people talk about business funding and how important it is to do that, or get investors, because you really need it. It is not just for building the business, but it's to keep the business in good standing legally with the government. So that's something that I'm learning right now. And my prayer is that God, please God, direct me to the right person that I need to hire, or the right program that I need to be a part of in order to get my business back in good standing, the discernment to make the right decision to decide what business I need to start to make this additional income, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to get through this situation. Pray for your girl, please. I also want to add how hard it is for me to even admit this on camera to myself. I mean, it is pretty therapeutic, and this is really why I even started this series, because I never really get to have these talks with myself. I have this type of dialogue in my mind, when I'm at work, I never really get to vent. It's not like I have a friend that I can talk to about this. I am fighting with this light. Ooh, wait, that was cute. This is really hard for me to even talk about. This is something that I just don't talk about, because how embarrassing. How embarrassing is it for a marketing strategist to admit that they aren't making sales, they aren't making any money. In fact, they're losing money. They have lost thousands of dollars in the past almost 2 years of their business because they weren't able to, because of neglect, because of not only neglect in the sense of not taking care of the legal side of my business as well as I should have, but also like neglecting my body. You know, that played a really huge part in why I wasn't doing the things that I really needed to do in my business, which was making the content. There'd be times where I batch create tons of content, and you know, I'll be rocking and rolling for 2 weeks in a row, and then, you know, my cycle comes around, I'm losing a lot of iron, and then it just knocks me out for weeks at a time. And I neglect my audience, and I'm not doing all these different amazing things and ideas that I had in my mind, and all these different strategies that I had, all because I'm just so tired. And that played a huge role in why I wasn't able to market my business the way that I should have. I wasn't able to show up for my business the way that I needed to. No one's gonna trust a business owner that doesn't show up for themselves on a consistent basis, especially if that person is telling you that you need to show up consistently, but they aren't showing up consistently. So if video comes across any of my students or people who have ever wanted to invest in me, you know, I hope that you can respect me in regard that I'm able to be this transparent, because there aren't a lot of people out there that are. And it took me a long time to get the courage in order to even talk about this. And thankfully, there are some creators and business owners out there. Well, I would really say just creators, like influencers. I've been seeing a lot of, at least the ones that I follow, like Peyton Maria Charles and Kelly Stamps and Raven Elise. Their brand, they're known for being very transparent about the things that they're going through. And I've been following all of them for years. Raven for 10 plus years, Peyton for almost 5 years, Kelly for around 4 years. And so people like that really give me the courage in order to tell my testimony and talk about what I'm going through. And again, this series really is for me. This is basically an open visual diary that's really for me, so that I can get my emotions and my feelings out, because I really don't have anybody that I can converse like this in this kind of way. But at the same time, I really do hope that it can resonate with somebody else and help them in this process. Something that I've really learned is how important community is, because I'm just now realizing that I probably wouldn't have been going through any of this stuff if I had had a community of other entrepreneurs or just, you know, friends that I could talk to about these things. Like, that's really the missing link for me, because I tend to isolate myself. And not only that, I really tend to have anxiety when it comes to meeting new people, because I have had a track record of not giving the best first impressions, you know, just being awkward and not knowing what to say. And, you know, I really just didn't have the best social skills. And it's just funny how the way God works, because I feel like I've grown so much in the past 4 years after leaving my toxic relationship and feeling like I was in a prison and never went out anywhere and just miserable. And then finally living out on my own for 3 months, and then my mom moving back in with me. But, you know, really just being at my job has really taught me a lot and really helped me with my social skills, to where I feel like I have more of the confidence to make new friends and build a community and be around other like-minded people. So that's something that I really want to prioritize, is building a community and being able to just open myself up to other people and learn things from them, and I teach them things, and, like, you know, build a friendship. That's something that I've never focused on at all. And I even been inspired to have more of a community and connection with my family, my mom's side and my dad's side, because that's something that I just never had really growing up, which is a whole nother topic for a whole nother situation. But I'm really feeling that now. And maybe it's because I'm in my late 20s, I'm 29. I'm really seeing the importance of community and family and friends. And just somehow this ties up with my business in some sort of way. So it's just interesting how God works. It really is.